Welcome to Nasdaq Trade Talks. I'm Jill Malandrino, Global Markets Reporter at Nasdaq. Joining me is Tim McCourt, Global Head of Equity Index and Alternative Investment Projects at the CME Group, to discuss how VOLQ futures will fit into the CME ecosystem of E-mini and micro futures. Tim, it's great to see you with us as always. Welcome to Trade Talks.
Yeah, thanks, Jill. Great to be here. Always good to talk with you, and excited to talk about VOLQ today.
Yeah, Tim, let's dive right into it. Tell us about CME's business in equity index futures and how volatility products fit into that picture.
Yeah, that's a great question. So at CME Group, our equity index complex spans across most of the global equity index benchmarks, such as the Nasdaq 100, the S&P 500, the Dow, the Russell, the Nikkei, the Topics, etc. And at CME Group, we offer both futures and options on futures for investors and traders to access and hedge their risk or access and trading opportunities in the market around these global equity index benchmarks. And what's exciting is VOLQ will be our first equity volatility-based product at CME Group, and really excited to bring this product to the market with our partners over at Nasdaq. And this will be a really nice addition to ways that folks can trade at CME Group, and particularly continue to trade the way they've been trading the Nasdaq 100 the last few years.
So what will the contract specifications be like?
Yeah, that's a good question. So the VOLQ futures that will trade at CME will be based on the Nasdaq 100 Volatility Index, or the VOLQ index. And the futures contract will have contract specifications with a multiplier of 1,000 US dollars. So if the VOLQ level is about 27, there will be a $27,000 contract in terms of notional value or exposure. The tick size will be a nickel, so 0.05. So then when you multiply that tick size times the contract value, it's about a $50 tick for the contract, which is important to note. And these will be available nearly 24 hours a day on CME Globex, as well as available for block trading at 50 contract minimum. And we're going to be introducing the first 3 contract months at CME Group, where we'll be having contracts on October, November, and December, when these go live on October 5th.
Certainly good timing going into the end of what's been a volatile year. So the ticker symbol for this is going to be VLQ. Is there anything special traders need to do to trade VLQ?
I know it's a good question. So the contract code for CME will be VLQ. So VOLQ, some good old-fashioned marketing there, trying to keep it simple. But in terms of accessing it, it should plug and play the same way all equity index futures or options on futures contracts at CME Group are available for trading. But people should check with their brokers for a few things. One, making sure that it's going to be turned on October 5th, that they themselves have the permission to access the contract, and to confirm any differences that one platform or a market data vendor might have with respect to contract code, because VLQ is the Globex code, but as everyone knows, sometimes different vendors have slightly different permutations of symbols. So always good to check those items before you get ready to trade on October 5th.
Yeah, that's a really good point that you make with the discrepancies that the brokers have. So is there a CME VOLQ microsite that traders can check out?
Absolutely. The best place to go for additional information, or to register for additional contact information, or in terms of staying up to date with the contract specs, is go to cmegroup.com/VOLQ. So that's cmegroup.com/VOLQ.
And of course, one more question. At launch, are traders going to be able to find VOLQ on the CME website to access contract specs, fees, volume, open interest?
Absolutely. So they can go to that microsite we just described in terms of to date with all the contract specifications, the rule book, as well as seeing the delayed quotes, the volume, the open interest, all the information they need, as well as the educational resources they need to access the contract and be prepared for trading, is all available on our website.
All right. Awesome, Tim. Thanks so much for joining us on Trade Talks.
All right. Thanks, Jill.
And thanks for joining me. I'm Jill Malandrino, Global Markets Reporter at Nasdaq.